The Beyond the Fame podcast is sponsored by Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. The acclaimed musical Come From Away returns to Ford's Theater's historic stage a decade after making its debut. Experience the remarkable true story of the small town of Gander, Newfoundland, which welcomed thousands of stranded airline passengers in the days following September 11, 2001. With just 12 actors portraying more than 60 characters, this Tony Award-winning musical honors the better angels of our nature, revealing hope and humanity in a time of darkness. Come From Away kicks off on September 10th. Get your tickets today at Fords.org. And of course, this podcast is powered year-round by our longtime sponsor, the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Rounding out August entertainment is the $1 million Charlestown Classic Race and Festival on August 28th. Enjoy live racing, live entertainment, food trucks, and more. Free fun for the whole family. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top artists and entertainers of our time. Grammy-winning R&B star Ledisi salutes blues legend Dinah Washington at Strathmore, North Bethesda, Maryland this Friday and Saturday nights. She called in to preview the shows and reflect on her own career hits from Pieces of Me to Anything for You. Hey, Ledisi, hey, thank you so much for joining us on Beyond the Fame.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We are talking because you are coming to the Strathmore, North Bethesda, Maryland on August 21st to 22nd. And actually, this is the second time we spoke. It was the NSO Kennedy Center, I think like 2017. You did like a Nina Simone tribute. You called into the radio. But this time, similarly, instead of Nina, you're doing for Dinah, saluting Dinah Washington at the Strathmore. So explain why'd you want to pay tribute to Dinah, like similarly like you did with Nina?
Well, Dinah was supposed to be first, but no one was interested.
Oh,
Yeah, I just wanted to do my part in helping contribute to the greatness that is Dinah Washington. So
yeah.
she's one of my influences. So I'm glad it happened. Either way, people are listening.
That blows my mind that people weren't interested in hearing the Queen of the Blues and Queen of the Jukeboxes and all the rest of jazz, blues, R&B. So many artists have been inspired. So, well, school us then. If there's some folks listening and obviously maybe they've heard her name, obviously, but what made her voice or her range or her song selection? I don't know. What can we tout that we can school them, educate them a little bit?
He was the first to give Quincy Jones his first opportunity recording. She demanded that he produce this young kid from Chicago, produce her next project. And that was a big thing because she pretty much opened the door for him to work with after that, Frank Sinatra and all the greats, you know? I mean, it's just a pivotal moment for someone during that time to have a big voice and be able to say, I want this, not just her voice as a performer, but just her voice as an entrepreneur and someone who understood talent that needed to be, built into the industry. So I'm very happy that I learned about her through listening through Aretha Franklin. And I was like, why is Aretha Franklin have all these blues numbers? Where is this coming from? Is this the beginning of figuring out her sound or what? And then I realized, oh, she's influenced by this woman, Dinah Washington. And then I became fascinated by her and her life and read about her and, her being from, Chicago, but other places, of course. She's not originally from Chicago, but, just learning about her history and her just being a big voice and giving so many musicians an opportunity.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, you were correct. She was actually born in Alabama, in Tuscaloosa,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually moved to Chicago as a child and grew up sort of mostly in Chicago, and then made her all the way. I guess she died in Detroit at age
Yep, Detroit, right
39. So
before Christmas.
yeah,
39, yeah.
tragically young, yeah. But yeah, a relatively brief life. Put it in the context too of sort of what was going on in the world. So she was born in 24, so that's only like 3 years after Tulsa Race Massacre. I mean, we're in the height of like Jim Crow, right after World War One. I
Hmm.
guess she dies. Let's see, 63. So she dies the year of MLK's "I Have a Dream" speech. So damn, she didn't even live to see Civil Rights Act or Voting Rights Act or any of that stuff. Dang.
Yeah.
Um, Wow, but yes, that's the historical backdrop. But yeah, is there any way to further contextualize sort of the music and what she was singing about, sort of in those terms of that brief snippet of what was going on in American history at that time?
Well, it's the boldness of the blues and being unapologetically living a life of dominance, like I'm
Yeah.
moving like a man and demanding things and running a band, running just industry, music industry in a time that women weren't running things. She was doing that. She crossed over into pop while singing blues and jazz. That's a lot. One of the first artists to do a Las Vegas residency. Like she did a lot of stuff in her short period of time that was kind of big for a black woman. I mean, that was big during that time.
Oh, absolutely. You're talking
Yeah.
about crossing over into pop. Blues is having a big, renaissance revival thanks to Ryan Coogler's Sinners. And we actually had Buddy Guy
Hmm.
on talking about his role in that, well, I guess last year when he
He
came.
was excellent in that film.
Oh my God. I love that that's the little surprise at the end that that's like the little main character grows up to be. Sorry, I'm a movie guy if you can't tell, but Coogler wins for the screenplay finally. I think it should have won.
Yeah.
I thought it should have won Best
Yeah.
Picture at least, but at least Michael B. Jordan for playing that double role as the Smokestack Twins. And you want to give them a quick shout out just before I
Oh, that's so amazing. And
yeah.
they're from the Bay Area. Well, Ryan is from the Bay.
You're right. Fruitvale Station was it the train the shooting happened
Uh-huh.
on what is it, the BART station, is that right?
BART
In
station, yeah.
Oakland. Yeah,
Come on,
absolutely.
Jason, you better know.
Oh, okay, of course. I love it. That's my thing. But what sort of hits? I know what a difference a day makes. We crossed over to the pop charts. I guess a Grammy winning in the late 50s. But what out that and what else might we hear sort of on your set list?
Oh, well, my set list, definitely everything I recorded. Christian McBride produced it, and we worked his big band and also his trio, which was a lot of fun. I did something with Paul Jackson Jr. If I Never Get to Heaven, This Bitter Earth, You Don't Know What Love Is. Of course, I do What a Difference a Day Makes, and I do a couple other of her pieces, like Nobody Knows the Way I Feel This Morning, the same song that Aretha Franklin did. And I'm trying to remember, the set is full of things. I'm also performing some of my music so you can hear the influence,
Like
the
what? Give us a
connection.
tease. Give us a rapid fire little tease. Some of the
I
names.
will definitely do All Right, Love You Too, and all the save the rest for later.
That's
So,
fine. Yeah, you
but
gotta
you'll
show
hear
up
them
to.
get a show up to see it. Exactly.
Of course, can't spoil it all here. This is just a little taste. Hey, if in terms of the other Dinah Washington covers, are you allowed to do September in the Rain? I mean, it's August, so I mean, I guess you can.
Oh, I love that song. I think I can do whatever I want because that's
Yeah,
what Dinah would have done.
yeah.
Whatever she wants.
Just call it August in the Rain, and then,
Like,
or if you sing long enough, what is it? August 21st, 22nd. If you do enough encores, then you'll hit September. Just stay
then we'll
late.
get to September. Exactly. What a great song, too. I should have recorded that one. But hey,
Hey,
I'm not the producer.
I, hey, yeah, life is long. You can record it any other time. And but shout out, you said Christian McBride producing a shout out. He's been on this show before. If you folks want to look him up in the archives, like that was he's always a fun conversation. So check that out.
All the
Well,
time.
one final note. I would love to sort of deep dive on some of your career highlights because when you name drop, those songs, now I'm itching to ask about all that. But real quick, one more real quick about this particular show before we move on. I know you've played Strathmore before. It's just an amazing, beautiful venue. Like if you've never been, folks, it's like what you would before all the mess at the Kennedy Center. We won't get into all that now, but or maybe later in this interview because damn, that's a
Well,
tragedy.
they
But anyway,
asked me to play there, but
yeah.
I said the Strathmore might be a nice little, I haven't been there in a minute, so that might feel better for me.
See, all right. So we're of the same mind and soul and heart on that one. Well, if folks don't want to go to the Kennedy Center nowadays, why is Strathmore like a cool? It's just as good of a place to go. We've seen the Washington National Opera. A bunch of stuff has kind of switched over there as like the alternate place, and it's gorgeous inside. It's almost like you're in the good old days of the Kennedy Center. I mean, don't you think?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. The best part about it is the sound.
Yeah.
Um, I love this the sonically, you feel like you're right in front of me, even if you're sitting way away from me, you know? It
Nice.
still feels like you're right there, right next to the music. So I love the sound, the
Yeah.
sonically, it's just a beautiful space, not only how it looks.
Yeah.
And parking is great there too. So
Parking, yes, because you're not in the heart of DC. You're just outside of the Beltway, so there's a little a bit you can park much nicer, but still get the the lavish vibe of the nation's capital.
yeah.
I love it. All right, and then I think I also see that tickets include a $1 contribution, a little donation to the Ellis Marsalis Center for Music in New Orleans. Why is that?
Yes.
Obviously, that's where you're from originally.
I always donate. I've been doing that for about 3 years now. I started doing that. I quietly donate. You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
a person that brags about making sure that we give back to our future, but I do that I advocate for that loudly, but I don't ask people to do it. But I do take some of the proceeds of
Yeah.
the money that goes to my concerts. I've been doing that for about 3 years now, making sure that our future is fed because I don't know what's happening right now, but I want to do my part. And that's how I do it. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought it up. I would never say a word.
Of course, because that's the kind of person you are. Yours is all about subtle changing the world. Because you're right, there's a lot of chaos and turmoil, and you just got to find those little ways. Let the artists lead the way. I truly believe the musicians and actors, filmmakers, like all playwrights, those are the ones that lead the way. All right. Well, speaking of which, the Ellis Marsalis Center for Music is in New Orleans. So let's go back to when you were growing up there. You were born in New Orleans in what, in 72 and were there until about 82, age 10, something like that, before
Uh-huh.
you moved out to the Bay Area, classical training at UC Berkeley, all that stuff. How do you think those two musical palettes shaped you? Because two very different regions. How did they, if I don't know if you've ever sat and thought about it, but how did they fuse together to form Ledisi?
To me, they're all the same because a lot of people, I had family already migrated from New Orleans to the Bay Area, so it felt like home. And a lot of Louisiana folk were up there
Hmm.
just for better work, and a different kind of living. But I felt right at home. I think I learned um, more about funk and jazz. I mean, not jazz, funk and R&B. Moving to the Bay Area, when I was in New Orleans, I learned more about classical. My love for classical grew big, and then I carried it, of course, over to the Bay Area. But and jazz, all of that. I didn't learn as much jazz like I did in New Orleans. You learn the root of the blues and the jazz and Zydeco and all that kind of music.
Right.
But definitely Oakland shaped me with the hanging out with the Hawkins and the Tonys and studying the Pointer Sisters, and of
Mm.
course classical in school. But jazz, I always felt that I learned that even more at home in New Orleans or with my teacher in the Bay Area. So yeah, it was great. It was great.
See,
It
I
was,
love that you not only the regions seep into your music, but I love that you can just tell talking to you that you're sort of a connoisseur, like a music historian, and you know what I mean. You appreciate everything that came before. I dig that. All right, cool. So then after the UC Berkeley and all that, I get we won't obviously don't have time to do all the albums, but I guess the big breakthrough, right, is the third one. That was technically third, right? Lost and Found, 2008.
Lost and Found. That
Yeah.
was with Verve. That's the first time I signed with a label. Absolutely, with
Gotcha. And
Verve.
of course, not only is it nominated for Best R&B Album at the Grammys, I guess you quote unquote lose to Shaka Khan, but hey, that's no shame in that. But even crazier, as I'm going back and researching this thing, you also get nominated the Grammys that year for Best New Artist, and you're in the class with Taylor freaking Swift,
Uh huh.
Paramore, and of course the who wins, sadly, the late great Amy Winehouse. Like,
Yes.
is it? I know it's always oh, it's just an honor just to be nominated, but honestly, with names like that, it is just an honor. Holy crap!
Listen, it was such an honor to sit right there next to Taylor Swift and her mom,
Yeah,
and then watch Amy Winehouse win. I was happy to be there. I'd never been to the Grammys before, so
yeah.
that was my first time. Absolutely,
Well,
it was crazy.
you can't say not your first rodeo anymore.
No,
Shortly after that,
no, I
you've done it
cannot.
like I don't know about a million times, but at least like probably a dozen or so now, right? So
I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
Nominated 18 times. Definitely
18
gonna be there.
times. Oh my gosh. And you have one. We'll get to. But again, folks, I always do a disclaimer as I'm kind of going through these awards or songs or whatever. Like, there really are no winners and losers. But it's a good excuse for us to kind of celebrate music. But it can be kind of fickle of who actually wins, and it does. You know what I mean? The best doesn't always win, etc. But it's just a little roadmap for us. And then, but as I toss these out, Ledisi, I'd love if you want to go into more of the creation, go beyond the fame on some of these. But I'm kind of using the Grammys as a little roadmap. So there's the disclaimer here. uh,
Okay.
all right. So then after that, you get nominated again for I guess R&B album for Turn Me Loose. How do you find yourself evolving, let's say, between Lost and Found and Turn Me Loose? Like, are you obviously equally proud of them, but how do you personally think you're growing at that point?
Well, I feel like Turn Me Loose gave me an opening to let my audience know immediately that I won't be doing what you think I want to do. I'm always going to be transitioning to different styles of music.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Turn Me Loose was my anthem to say, I'm not going to be what I was on Lost and Found. And I might change because I love the blues and rock and, whatever I want to do. And I was hanging out with Prince, so it opened the door.
Rest in peace. We're seriously, amazing. What was I just? We were just literally. My wife and I were driving in the car the other day. What came on? Wanna be your lover. I mean, he's so good. Rest in
Isn't
peace.
he amazing?
Rest in peace.
The guitar
Um.
solos are the best.
Oh man. All right. Well, then of course we got to get the next one. Pieces of Me, arguably one of your most famous of your whole career. I guess it's up for R&B album, R&B song, R&B performance. All Pieces of Me. I guess Hate Me was also on there. I think you did that with the NSO, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
Hate
I
Me
think
was
so.
amazing. You
Yeah.
called out all the good songs, Jason. I forgot about these songs.
Well, when I see 2012 in my brain, that seems recent, but when you stop and think about it, that's like a decade and a half ago. So,
Hello.
right, you know,
The time moves, doesn't it?
absolutely. Well, speaking of the time moving, I know we probably only have, 8 minutes left. So actually, probably a better way than doing deep dives into all of these. Sometimes we do this, and it's an absolute right. It's hilarious or insightful. But why don't we kind of do them like sort of rapid fire, and you sort of tell me the first thing that comes to it. It can be a word or a phrase, whatever. If it's too hard to do one word, that's fine. But I want to try to get through. I want to tee up some of these songs that people might hear, some of your greatest hits, so to speak.
Okay.
Let's try it. All right.
Let's
So
see.
Lost and Found.
The beginning of a new era for me.
Going through changes.
Asking Prince to play solo, and he said no.
Pieces of Me.
Pieces of Me, an anthem. My first gold record.
Hate,
Amazing.
Hate Me off of Pieces of Me.
Hate Me. Oh, just boss.
Boss,
That's
I like
you
that.
want to talk
Boss.
about Dinah. Hate Me has that Dinah Washington feel to me.
There you go, folks. If you want to get ready for this concert at Strathmore, go back and listen to Hate Me again for the millionth time. But listen with a different perspective. Picturing Dinah.
Exactly.
Okay. What else did you get down with? Oh, Gonna Be All Right with Robert Glasser, also a alum of this podcast. Great
Oh
track.
wow. Lullaby. Lullaby.
Lullaby. How about Like This?
Like this. Oh, a
Okay.
great argument song.
Ooh, great argument song. All right. All the Way.
Oh, my I just think of my husband every time I sing that song.
Aw. And he's right there with you in the
Yes.
car.
Yes.
I'm glad you think of him for All the Way and not like this. All
Exactly,
right.
Jason.
And then Let Love Rule.
Let Love Rule is peace. That was my moment of peace. I loved getting older. I can feel myself finding calmness. Yes.
I love it. Yes, with age comes wisdom a little bit.
Yes.
All right. And then, oh, well, we got to do the ninth album. They say third time's the charm. The ninth time's the charm for you because you finally win for traditional R&B performance. But anything for you? What do you remember, either Grammy night or otherwise, or just putting it together?
Anything for you. That was my independence. It's the first time I'm coming back to being an independent artist and owning ownership on my own label. I during a pandemic, I just think of the pandemic. I think of my, having to put it out myself, and then I win a Grammy on my own label, my first project, The Wild Card, saying another big transitional moment for me, like Turn Me Loose, coming full circle.
Love it. All right. Well, and then you also got obviously nominated for pop vocal with Ledisi sings Nina. This is the Nina Simone thing
Yeah.
we talked about that you and I spoke for the Kennedy Center. God, it
Woo,
feels like
that's
yesterday.
crazy. Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
that I did before
Right.
I even recorded
Right.
it.
So it was like 10 years ago
Yeah.
since you and I spoke about those early ones, but you put it out. You put it
Wow.
out, I guess,
So I
during
hadn't even
COVID.
recorded it yet,
Yeah, no.
Jason.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Crazy.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
bananas.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Nina. Um, paying it forward. That's all
I,
I could think of.
I like
Paying
it.
it forward.
I like it. All right, we're almost there. I guess The Crown, the most recent. That's now we're in 2026. So you get nominated for our best R&B album and traditional R&B performance
Traditional.
for Love You Too. So
Um,
anyone that watched the Grammys this past year, that's what we're talking about. All right, so The Crown.
The Crown is my opus, my first opus, part
Ooh.
one.
All right, explain what you mean. Your first opus.
It's like my baby, I was trying to quit,
Mhm.
but it didn't work.
Wait, you
So
were trying
that's
to
what I
quit?
mean by my opus. Yeah, I was trying to say I'm done. I'm going to
Mm.
bow out gracefully, and that didn't happen.
Well, because you
And
keep getting just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in. You know what I mean? So.
exactly, Jason. And it's kind of like my painting. It's my painting of my journey, the journey thus far.
I
So it
love
was
it.
kind of like me going. I'm full circle being home with myself, meaning I love who I am in this moment.
I
That's what the
love it.
crown feels like. Hmm.
Ah, The Crown. All right. Well, I don't know how we can top that. Before we go, I do want to ask you about playing the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
man.
it what was that the Kendrick year? What year was that? It was recent. What
That
year
was
was
Kendrick
Yeah,
year. You're
Kendrick year.
right.
You did the lift
Yeah.
every voice and sing before the game. So yeah, okay. So try to
Yes.
paint me a picture. I know we're a radio podcast audio, but try to paint me a visual picture if our listeners can close their eyes and imagine standing in your shoes in the stadium. Like try to take us back to
So
that moment.
you're in the most your biggest audience ever, not just in
Yeah.
front of you in the
Yeah.
circle at the Super Bowl
Yeah.
in New Orleans, where you're born and raised. So your family's watching too. And then you have one of the biggest artists in the world is going to be there in the biggest game ever. And everyone is there, and you're walking down the hall to stand on this
Mhm.
podium in the middle of all of this
Yeah.
with millions of cameras in a circle around you, and all these youth, the youth that the same kids that probably played in the same neighborhood when you were a kid are standing there with you. I'm wearing all white. I'm looking classic, almost Diana Ross like.
All right.
And it's time to sing, lift every voice and sing a song that's being celebrated in this moment for being over 100 and something years old.
Wow.
And
Pretty
only
special stuff.
it's huge. Everything that's special is right here on this day. And I'm
I let
about to open the whole show,
Wow. Well,
the whole game.
I'm not gonna let you mention Diana Ross without also saying that of course you look like her because you played The Wiz back in community theater.
In community theater, yes,
We're going
of
all the way
course,
back.
Joseph. Jason, you better know my life, okay? Know my life, Jason.
Well,
You're here with me the whole time.
yeah, sometimes people say, "Can we interview Ledisi?" And then you're just like, "Nah, Jason can get on and just do it.
Jason knows everything,
He'll
okay?
just he'll just fill in for me." No, no, for real though. That's awesome. And so, yeah, and so let me guess, Super Bowl. So, are you before we go? Were you a Saints fan, or are Drew
I'm
Brees?
gonna always be a Saints fan,
Okay.
whether whatever, because that's part of the line. You support New Orleans no matter what.
Yeah, through Katrina, through everything, the Superdome,
Everything,
everything, always.
everything, honey.
I love, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for
Crazy.
taking so much time for us here. I really, really appreciate it. And final seconds, invite them to come on out here. It's called For Dinah. It's at Strathmore, North Bethesda, Maryland, on August 21st through 22nd. Anything else you want to say? Just speak directly
Just
to them.
thank you
Yeah.
for the support, DMV, over the years, and just always showing up. No matter what I do, every time I start something, I always go to DMV first. So it'll be nice to come back to the Strathmore the same way I did with Nina. I'm coming back with For Dinah. So please come and support. I'll see you guys there. And yes, I'll sing Ledisi songs as well.
Awesome. Your name means to come here, right? So we're excited to have you come
Bridgeport,
here.
yep.
All right. Well, thanks so much. I actually have to, you're going to laugh. I have to bounce now because I have a interview
Thank you.
now.
You
Wait,
better
no,
go.
with Music Soul Child.
Come on. See, you got
Anything you want me to
everybody on
tell
the
him real
show.
quick? Because you guys
Tell
are.
him he is the greatest. One of my favorite songwriters, favorite vocalists. He is amazing. I love him. And we still have to do our duet. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
All right. I'll say that to him now, and then I'll roll these podcasts out back to back. So they'll listen to you, and then it'll serve as a teaser to him. It's perfect. So thank you.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
Thank
Thanks so
you,
much.
Jason.
You're always a
Thanks for
blast.
having
Appreciate
me.
it. Be
Take
well.
care.
See ya. Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.